All right. Welcome everyone to our e-learning series. This particular seminar is our Navigating Digital Banking for our senior members. We are very grateful to have you here. I am Crystal Parker, our Financial Education and Community Outreach Ambassador, and it is wonderful to be with you today, and I am so grateful to welcome you. We have a variety of e-learning opportunities that you are able to participate and learn from. Every Friday, we have Financial Fridays, which is an end-of-week financial update in which we cover a variety of topics. So far, we have talked about the home buying process for first-time home buyers. We have talked about the 5 W's of giving a child an allowance, and we have a lot of other great topics forthcoming. So you can join us every Friday morning at 9:30 on Facebook Live on Henrico Federal Credit Union's Facebook page or Bellwood Credit Union. And next week, we have another great opportunity beginning for any of the young people in your life. On Wednesdays at 3:30 on Henrico Federal Credit Union will be after school snack time. And on our Bellwood Credit Union, it will be Wednesdays at 4:30. Different start times based on different end of school times for children in our community. This will be a fun opportunity for your children to bring their own snack, and we'll talk about a healthy snack they could have. And we'll also have a great lesson and story to talk about a variety of topics from financial literacy to STEAM to healthy habits and our local communities. But today we should get started with our great e-learning topic of navigating digital banking. We are fortunate today to have 2 wonderful speakers, one of which is Fred Overman, our chairman of the board, and we also have our marketing manager, Charity Rupp, who will be leading most of the speaking of this class, but Fred has some really great insights to share for you all. I'm going to turn it over now to our team who will be leading you today.
Hello everyone, I'm Charity Rupp, I'm the marketing manager, and a quick story, I want to introduce Fred. When I first met Fred, when I began my time here, he came to me with this idea that he wanted to make sure seniors understood that digital banking was not the scary thing that everyone has talked about, and it was his passion to do this class. So he is the reason we are here today, and I'm going to let him share a little bit with you today.
How are y'all doing today? My name is Fred Overman, as it was previously stated, chairman of your board, and I just wanted to spend a few moments just talking about my experience with it. And I felt like I'm from the old school, had a checkbook, had a passbook for keeping my money in the accounts and going there and getting it stamped. So I felt like the best thing to do is to look at this technology that we were putting on. And of course, me as chairman, I felt like I had a responsibility to be exposed to it, to see how it would work and get my comfort level. But I can tell you as of today, with the old system and the new system, we had a transfer over to this better, I think, app that we've got from previous, that I've expanded myself to using it constantly every day, checking things and transferring money around in my accounts. But I feel like that the best thing to do with what we're going to be talking about today to you is get involved with it, but just get into the basic parts of it. And then maybe in the future, we might have another class that gets into some more complex things like bill pay, transferring between your accounts and other people's accounts. So that's just more complex stuff. But today it's more of an introduction and hopefully to give you a comfort level to make sure that you can get into and look at your checking account to see how your money is being dispersed and making sure that something funny is not looking up, because this stuff is instant. You get updates every time you look at it, you will see something different in there if you have a lot of transactions. So it gives me my comfort level, especially when I go to a store to charge something. When I come back before the end of the day, I've gone into it and looked at it to make sure what was actually I spent on the receipt I've got matches what's on the account we have in this system. So it's a great tool And I won't spend any more time about this part because I know we've got a lot to go over today, and I could talk for probably about an hour about this subject. But I enjoy being here, and I hope you learn a lot and stay tuned for the future for some expansions in this training. Thank you.
Thank you, Fred, and thank you for joining us today. It's always nice to have someone that has been in that situation. So I want to talk about our new program. We have a digital platform, as Fred talked about. We just launched a brand new program, and it's amazing. It is easy to use, it is convenient, and it's designed to make you guys, feel safe and be able to have access to all your information easily and quickly. We have two different options. You can use your app on your phone. I know a lot of people are afraid of phones, but my dad has one. He has an iPhone, and he's graduated, and he sent me his first text a couple years ago, and I about fell out my chair. But I get stuff from him all the time, so it's pretty exciting to see him kind of embrace the new technology. I'm still working on the banking part, but one step at a time. So we have a new app that you can download off your App Store or your Google Play. If you need any help, you can come in here and we will help you. Also, you can call our contact center or ask a family member. I know that my 17-year-old son is way more engaged in all this than I am. So if I ever have a problem, I ask him. That's our secret. We won't tell him. The app is very convenient. You can find out your transactions on the go. It's fast. You're out at the grocery store or you're out at the doctor's office and you want to see if something has come through, you can go look at your transactions. So it's very, very easy. It's very fast and it's very convenient and it's safe. We also have, you can use it on your personal computer. I know my dad prefers the personal computer because he can see a much bigger screen. So you have that as well. That is very user-friendly. It's comfortable. The screen is a lot bigger, and it's easier to maneuver in some ways because it's much bigger. So you can use either one, and it's the same login information once you've enrolled. So, Fred, you want to tell us anything about do you prefer an app or do you prefer the personal computer?
Well, I guess it depends on the day. When I'm out and about, I always have my phone with me. And of course, the app is on it. So I do most of my daytime, I will look at my phone to check things out. But in the evenings, when I have to do some transactions, like to pay bills and things, I will use the computer. Like Charity stated, for me, and being a senior, I enjoy the big screen because everything's kind of blown up where I don't have to use my glasses and I can see things and I manipulate through it. So during the daytime, the app, and the evenings, I use the one on my computer.
That's awesome. I'm beginning to have the vision problems myself, so I certainly can understand that part. So this app, and let me go back to security. So I know that one of my dad's biggest concerns, and what I hear a lot of seniors and people say is my stuff safe? Is my account safe? I don't want to access it because I don't know if it's safe. So we here at the credit union work very hard to secure all information. We have the latest technology. We have constant monitoring. We have constant safety checks. So we are very much in tune with the fact that safety is a concern for everybody. But it's what I tell my dad is everyone else in the world is using it. We all know that, and we're going to keep you safe. It is our job to keep you safe and work very hard towards that. So that is our mission here, to make sure our members' information is safe. So when you sign up for these and you enroll into these programs, if you haven't already, you go through a process where you have to give us information that matches what's in your computer. You have to give us the phone number that matches. If nothing matches, you actually can't sign up. You have to call in and update your information. Because our goal to make sure that you are the right person. So we have a thing called two-factor authentication. I don't know why I have a problem with that word. So it's a two-step process to make sure all of your stuff is safe and to make sure it's you. So that is something that we work with, and that is something that we have implemented to secure you. So every time that you log into anything, you're going to have to prove that you are who you are. If you're on a public computer, it's going to make you it's going to make you confirm who you are. Latest technology, we are always looking at latest technology. As Fred had said, we just implemented this because we wanted to make our members' experience more engaging, but we wanted to keep them safe. And we educate our staff daily. We have all sorts of different things that we make sure that they understand. We work very hard yearly, monthly, weekly, to make sure all of our staff understand safety guidelines and educate them. And then we're always looking at fraud updates. We look at industry, we have contact with other credit unions, we have other things that we constantly get information about to keep you safe. So that's kind of a very basic outline of that. Fred, do you have anything to add to safety?
As Charity stated, I wasn't 100% comfortable either in the beginning, because I felt like that you always hear cyberspace, that people are trying to get into different people's accounts, social security numbers, blah, blah, blah. But I feel like was stated, we have spent a lot of money on security systems, that we have a backup for the backup, and we have a check for a check. And it's kind of not duplicated, but maybe tripled in the processes. And of course, there can always be something that can happen, but immediately by your attention to it and the credit union attention to it, it can be instantaneous, where it can be stopped, it can be checked, and before any transactions or disbursement of money and things. So there is a big comfort level that I've gotten, and I just want to assure you, if you use it, you're going to be secure. And as time goes on, you're going to say, why haven't I done this years ago? So it's a great thing. It's the new technology, but I feel like, for me, being an older person, if I don't keep up with times, then I'm going to become a dinosaur, and I'm going to feel like I'm in a cocoon. And I don't want to be in a cocoon. I want to be active, aggressive in my life to do the fulfillment that I want to do, and enjoy my retirement, but also enjoy knowing that my money is going to be secured in a safe place.
Thank you, Fred. I appreciate that, and we do. Fred knows and leads it. We work very hard with our fraud. Other things, we want you to know the basic tools that you have available to you with your phone and your personal computer. You can check your balances anytime. You can check your transaction, what's cleared, what's pending, any amount of information on each account. You can navigate through that. You can view your loan information. If you have a car loan or a mortgage or a refinance with us, and it's something that we handle, you can look at all your details. It gives you the most up-to-date information at that moment. If you're looking at a payoff, that may be good for that second, but you may have to call in for like a 10-day payoff if you're doing a refinance or something. You can view your account information. You can look and see what your routing number is and what your account number is. You want to set up a new pension, you want to set up a new direct deposit, that information is right there on your phone or your personal computer. And it simplifies everything, so you don't have to call in the credit union, and you don't have to, not that we don't want to speak to you, we'd love to speak to you, but if it can save you time or energy, that's what we're here for. But once again, we are always here to speak to anybody, so please feel free to give us a call. Also, you can look at your e-statements. So if you do have e-statements and you've gotten away from print, which my dad has not yet, he really still likes it. If you get our e-statements, you can pull and look at those at any time on your phone or your personal computer. And if you pull it on your personal, you can actually print it out and put it in your records. It really just depends on your comfort level, what you want to do, how you want to save your information. I keep all my e-statements in a file on my computer and on the cloud, which I still haven't fully understood what the cloud is. So I guess, that's just one of those mythical things that we put information on. But a lot of people still like to print things out, which is certainly something you can do. If you get the e-statement, you can just send it to your printer and have it in your home, and it's secure. And that way you don't risk it being in the mail too. I mean, the mail, I don't know about you, but I've gotten about 30,000 pieces of email or pieces of regular mail in one day, and then nothing for 3 days. So, it's another way to secure yourself and be comfortable. But once again, it's a complete option for whatever your comfort level is. And then you can switch profiles, which is kind of an advanced thing that we'll probably talk about in the next class. Fred, do you have anything to add about any of those tools?
Um, yes, each month, probably a week before my credit union receives a check from my retirement through the VSRS system, I like to balance my checkbook, which I don't use a checkbook anymore. I use an Excel spreadsheet that I put together that looks like the checkbook that you put the information in. So what I do, line item by line item, I justify those amounts. And we have a little rule in the house that my wife, when she spends something, that she gives me the receipts. So once in the blue moon, I will go through and look and see that there's something that I don't recognize. It looks familiar. So I'll ask my wife, do you have a ticket that you haven't given me yet? And she said, oh yes, I forgot to give you that, because I try to keep things where we balance out each month. But it's just a little thing that I do, because I feel like that, every penny counts, and I just want to be sure that there's no surprise for me. But that's what I do with the system.
Wonderful. That's great information. I mean, I know that we are all still in that idea that we need to make sure we have all of our I's dotted and our T's crossed. And this is a great option for you when you're comfortable, or if you're comfortable with it. I mean, we have, along with these basic tools, and we have some other things that we have bill payment, we have setup. I'm sorry, it's hard to hear with our talk with that. We have setup account alerts. You can lock your debit card. Now, this is more advanced tool, but this is something that I use personally because I lose my debit card all the time. There's not a day that I don't, like, I'm out and about and I stick my card, because I want to wipe it down for, the virus. I stick it in my back pocket, and then I forget where I put it, and here we are. So to save my husband's sanity, he's very happy that we can temporarily now lock our card. So we lock our card until I find it, and then I unlock the card. Now, if you lose it, you certainly have the option to call in and let us know it's lost, and we will order you a new one. But this feature helps you, because you misplaced your card, it's somewhere, and the minute you call into the credit union and report it lost, you're going to find it. That happens to me more times than I probably want to admit. But this is a great tool and a safety feature for you, so you can just turn around and unlock the card right back. And it saves me a lot of time and effort. It saves my husband his sanity. And yeah, it's a good feature. So if you need any help with that, and you would like to understand how that tool works, it's a little more advanced, come in, make an appointment. We'll sit down with you. We can go over that with you, or you can call into our contact center and they can help walk you through how to do that. But it's a great feature with our new system, and we are working on in the future doing that with our credit cards as well. Other things that you can do is you can transfer funds. That's a little more complex, and we're going to get into that into the advanced technology class that Fred and I have now committed to in the future. And then remote check deposit, that's one of those things that can be a little complicated. And if you want to take advantage of any of these tools before we do the advanced class, just come on into branch or give us a call, and we'll be happy to walk you through it. And then a new really cool feature that I love is you can securely message us through your phone or your computer and talk to somebody in our contact center. You call in, and our lines have been busy all day because it's payday. This is a great way to reach out and talk to somebody directly in the contact center. And when you do it on your secure phone or your secure computer, they don't have to go through the whole process of confirming who you are, because they already know who you are. You've done that process. So it's a great feature that you can talk to someone. You have a transaction that you don't know who had an Xbox transaction. Well, you don't realize that your grandchild now has your credit card or your ATM card, and you can call in and you can figure that out. And happy to help you. But the same people who are answering the phones are actually answering these online messages, and they will help you as well. You can just send it directly. I have a question about this transaction. So it's a great new feature that we have here that you can talk to somebody. When our contact center is open, that's when our messages are answered. So sometimes it might take, if you send us a message at 2 a.m. in the morning, no one's going to answer until about 8:30, 9 o'clock in the morning, because we're sleeping too. But, it's a great option when you don't have time to call, or our lines are busied out or something's going on, because, those things happen. So, Fred, are you using any of the advanced tools?
Yes, quite a few of them. Right now, I used to write quite a few checks a month, but now I'm down to three because everything is on bill pay. And I still do it the old fashioned way. Instead of having it automatically come out on a certain date, I like to have it where I put the date that I wanted to have the money taken out or when I enter the information. Um, Transferring money from different accounts, yes, that's easiest easiest thing I found to do. But for some, it could be just a little bit more complex, especially if you're going from your account to someone else's account. But like I stated, we're looking in the future to have that, and maybe we can set up something where you'll be able to see it on hand as we're talking. We can walk through that process with them so they can see what tools to use to get to that point. So, but I feel real comfortable with it. And like I stated earlier, and pretty much everything is on there except for maybe a couple that I still don't do. But I would say probably the majority of them I am doing that.
Thank you, Fred. Right. So if you guys have any questions, send them into Crystal and we will answer them at the very end of this. So absolutely, we'd love to hear your questions. Like I said before, we were talking about the messaging the contact center. This is a great tool. I mean, I can't even explain. So how you use it is you basically log into your account on your phone or your personal computer, and then there's a whole screen. Right now, I took this picture when we were out of business. I'm not out of business. It was after hours when I took this. And it's just basically telling you that our team was unavailable, but you start a conversation. You can start a conversation anywhere in the program, and it goes directly to one of these wonderful, wonderful team members who will look at your account directly. They are live. I'm going to show Fred what we're talking about here.
Yes.
They are here in the building. They work in our contact center. This is not something that's outsourced. This is not something, they are all our team members, highly trained and ready to take care of you. And they're answering the phones and answering these messages because it's the same system. So you just basically start your conversation, and then someone in our contact center will see that message and then they will answer you directly. It is absolutely amazing. I do this all the time. I'm connected to my 17-year-old son's account as well because, you know, he's a minor, and I will see that he messages the contact center. Now I'm 3 rooms away and work in the building, and my son will ask a person on our team in our actual building a same question I could probably answer if he asked me directly. But my own son, who works, I mean, I've worked in credit union for years, will rather talk to the message and message the contact center. I was like, okay, well, I'm glad you're using the feature. It's a great feature for any age. Once again, this is something that could be complicated, but you'll see something, all of it. If you have a question, send a message, start a conversation. I mean, these are live people in our building that have all been trained, and it's the same people. We are not outsourcing any of this. This is all, it's all people who are just highly trained and amazing and will take good care of you. So that's a great feature that we have. If you have any questions about it, again, you can come into the lobby, make an appointment, wear a mask. We're all wearing masks now. And, or you can call into our contact center during the times that it's open, and they can help you walk through it and help you understand this feature. I mean, it's so secure and safe, and it goes, you know, straight to the person, and you don't have to go through this whole craziness of hitting 1 to talk to this person or hitting 5 to talk to the contact center. You can send a message at 2 o'clock in the morning because you can't sleep, because you don't know where this transaction that your grandson probably put on your card, and you can just send a direct message, start it, and then when they come in the next morning, they're going to go through and they're going to answer your questions for you. So I mean, you don't even have to think about it. Just send the message, and when they answer, you're going to get a notification saying that your question has been answered, and then you can go back and respond. So it's a great feature. One of my new favorite features. I actually answer some of the questions every once in a while for members as well. And It's something that it's there for you once you're ready to learn how to use it. Fred, have you used this feature yet?
A little bit, but what I would like to make a statement, I hate calling in to these places, then you get transferred around, and all of a sudden you get a person, but you don't know who that person looks like, or friendly face, but with ours, I noticed this morning we only have one person that had her picture on there, but it gives me a little bit more comfort level knowing I saw that person who I'm talking to, instead of just talking on the phone, not knowing who that person is, or what they're representing. But they are, of course, reputable people, but I like to see a face when I'm talking to someone. So at least I see a picture of it. So I think that's a big enhancement that we put in. I know sometimes we can't get all the pictures on there, but I think I'm gonna make a little suggestion that from here on out, we should have, if we got 3 people in the call center, there should be 3 pictures of the individuals that are there that you can contact, and at least give you that extra comfort level.
It's funny when Fred was talking about enjoying seeing a picture. I was like, you know what? I absolutely agree. We need to make that a thing where we get everybody's picture. When originally the pandemic happened, we pulled in more team members, so we just threw a logo up there. But I think it is more engaging, and I agree. I feel more comfortable with a picture. So we're going to work on that for Fred and for you guys, so you have that comfort level, and it does give you that kind of face recognition. I have to say, I agree with Fred on, I've had to call Verizon because my computer or my television or cable's gone out, and I can't tell you how difficult they make it anymore. It's just the point that at some point you want to yell at the phone. I just want to speak to a live human being. And we get that. And I think that, we always try to have everyone possible on the phones and answering the phones, but sometimes we have a lot of phone calls. So this is a good alternative to that. And it's a great, and if it's something simple, I mean, why wait 10 minutes to speak to someone, or even 2 minutes, when you can get an answer when, on the fly, whenever they answer the message, and you don't have to worry about it. You just submit the information and there it is. So no phone calling. But of course, if you want to call in, we absolutely would love to hear from you, because we love talking. We really love talking to people. But, we want to make your experience as comfortable with you as possible. So this is just another added feature that we want you guys to be aware of. We already looked at that. Like Fred said, we have one picture. She's one of our contact center associates. Everyone else is kind of helping out with the team right now, so we will work on getting them pictures in the next couple of weeks as well. Log off. This is one thing that is different about, we have 2 different versions of this, and this can be very confusing. With your digital app, it is set up in a secure way that if you leave and close out that screen, it automatically logs you off. You don't have to hit a button. You don't have to click anything. This is one of the things that confused me when I first used it, and I did the training on it initially with our employees, is going through the system, there's no sign off button. And I think in our society, as a culture, growing up with computers, I started seeing AOL. I was there during the rise and the dial-ups and all of that stuff pretty early on. As I became an adult, I'm just used to hitting a log out or a sign out. And I was very uncomfortable at first with that process. And many feedback we've had is they're like confused why there's not a button. And it's really because of your security. You are automatically logged out every time you close that window. You can't bring it back up without logging back in. And you're going to have a passcode or fingerprint or face print, however you have it set up, or however we help you set it up if you come in. But it's really a safety feature. So you don't have to do anything. You just close it. And it's one thing that I was at first not comfortable with, because I'm so accustomed to log out. But it is something that I actually really like, because I don't have to worry about it. I don't really have to be concerned that someone else is going to grab my phone and jump in, because if they do, they have to reconfirm who they are. They have to put in whatever passcode. I have now a face thing. The face thing is the craziest thing I've gotten a new phone, and it it confirms my identity with my face. And I'm like, which has been a challenge with the face mask, because it looks at your whole face. So I have to take my face mask off and confirm who I am and put my face mask back on. But it's a really secure, cool feature. And it's not something you you don't even have to think about it. Now, the personal computer is a bit different. You do have to sign off for that one. And you should sign off every time you leave your browser. So I'm right here on this computer. I have a snapshot of my own personal dashboard. So this is basically what it looks like in the PC. So you have the dashboard, the messages that we talked about, your accounts, your transfers, when you're ready for that, bill pay, which is another option, remote deposits, all these wonderful tools that we offer. You can apply for a loan, and that's a great tool. Settings, you can make changes, you can look at various things, you can play around with it. You can't hurt the app, or you can't mess anything up unless you give out your information to somebody. Otherwise, I mean, we can fix anything you break, so don't worry. Our contact center, call in, and they can put everything back if you change things around and you want it changed back to the way it was. But that sign out at the very bottom, you see right above my name, Charity, and the sign out. Every time you leave your personal computer, and we assume that it's a private home computer, because you really should not look at your account information on a public computer. You need to sign out. I mean, you don't want your grandson coming home and he's being a little funny, and he can see your account. Now he knows that I had an incident with my child where he looked at my account and he's like, "Mom, I thought you were broke." I'm like, "No, you're broke. I'm not broke, but you're broke." So suddenly he knows how much money I have, and I wasn't really wanting to share that. So if you don't want to share your information with your people in your household or people around you, always sign out of your account. But that's for your personal computer. And it's just set up differently because I guess the assumption is everybody's using a private computer to look at their accounts. And I would highly recommend that. I would not go to the library and look at your account. I would not. I mean, we do have safety features if you did, but it's not something that I would ever recommend to anybody. Always access your account from your own personal phone or your own personal computer. Fred, do you have anything to add with that?
Yes, there's one feature that we had in the other system now, and I believe we still have it with this one, is nicknames. And instead of having an account number, I've used that feature. Say if I've got for my county taxes or paying my water bill every 2 months, I've added in there when I disperse my money each month, I put it into those accounts instead of just having an account number. So when I scroll down, I've got them labeled so I know where the money will go into. And then when the bill is due, I know the money's going to be there, and I transfer it over to my checking account. Then I'll use bill pay to automatically pay those payments. So that's one of the features that I do. And I believe we still have on this one, the nickname, and I highly recommend, because I can't remember all the different numbers for account 1, account 2, or for your Christmas club or stuff like that. But I just gave it nicknames, and it makes it easier for me, so I know each month where I need to put the money.
That is a great point, Fred. I do the same thing. I have a car loan, and I actually named that account the name of my Titan. We have a truck. So I have it, the Titan. So I know now I can just go straight into that account when I'm transferring or making a payment, that it's going to the right account. Also, I named all of my son's accounts Joey. So I use the right accounts and he uses the right accounts. So I can see everything he's spending, and I know that I didn't go to Microsoft. It was actually in his account. So I don't have to question that. And I also can see his messages as well, because we are linked together, because he's still a minor. So the nickname is great, and it's a great feature. Fred has something else to add.
There's one other thing. Don't be shy in asking to say if you got one account to open up another account if you run out of space for the nicknames for the things that you do, because I've got 2 separate accounts and I've got the nicknames through them, but it works the same way where I can transfer over to my checking. And when I look at my screen, it doesn't matter which account it is. It's looking at it from how I've got it set up with the nicknames I've given it. So if I've got one, it doesn't matter where it's going or the account number was, but if I want to take it and put it over to my checking account, make sure I cover the bill, I do it that way. So don't be shy to ask, I need another account so I can do something like that.
Absolutely. I mean, we are always here to make your process as simple as possible. And whatever you need, if you need more than one account, we will happy to help you out with that. Um, so let's see what we have next. Any questions? Do we have any questions, Crystal, from the audience? Anything that people are struggling with, or fears or concerns?
I am not seeing any questions listed in the chat.
Okay.
Not at this moment. So
Can
just
you
checking in.
can you unmute everybody and see if they have any questions they'd like to ask out loud? Maybe the chat might be a little complicated.
Let's see. Is anyone, I don't want to inadvertently unmute folks if they, let's see, allow to talk. I'm going through the list and selecting to allow to talk. If anyone prefers to ask their question, you all have the ability now to talk if you want to ask a question. Anyone have a question they'd like to ask?
Can you hear me?
Yes, we can.
Okay, this is Sandra. I don't have my camera on.
That's
okay.
Maybe we're not asking questions because we don't know what to ask.
That's a fair point.
I do have a loan there with Henrico Federal Credit Union. When you're talking about other features, are you talking about? See, I don't do any transaction at all there. Are you talking about writing checks to like for your bill pay and stuff like that? That means I have to take the money out of, not I have to, but take the money out of my bank and put it in the credit union and then not write checks, but do the e-pay, bill pay.
You could. So you could have some funds, perhaps everyone who is a member with the credit union, even if you primarily just have a loan, you do have a savings account with us. So with having that savings account, you do have the ability to do more banking with us. So you could have some of your funds deposited into that account. If you wanted a checking account, we're able to help you with that. So you have some really great features.
Okay, I have to get a new phone because my phone is so old. I don't think I can get any apps and stuff on there. So thank you so much for this conference call. Now, how do I mute myself again?
I will get you for you.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you. Anyone else have any questions they'd like to ask? Let me see. I'm unmuting folks if they want to be unmuted. All right.
All right. Well, here I'm going to send everyone an email with the enrollment information and some basic information about our digital thing. That if they have any questions, they can certainly call in and ask or email me back. I know that people do use email in the senior age group. My dad emails me, and I'm now used to it. So please feel free to email me any of your questions that I didn't think of that question while we were going through it. And we're going to have a replay for this on Facebook Live, or Facebook, not Facebook Live, on Facebook and our YouTube channel later today, as soon as we edit out some stuff. And, and you can watch the replay. If you have any questions, email me, and then I will be sending you guys that information that'll help you enroll. But once again, if you want to come into the lobby, we are happy to set you up with appointments so we can get you some one-on-one conversations. And we would love to, call in, have any questions. And we are here for you. We are your credit union. And we want you to have the best experience possible. So thank you for joining us today. And I'm going to have Fred take us out.
Okay, I just want to state that I just want to make a statement that I personally take my responsibility as chairman of the board very seriously, and wanting to make sure that all our members have the best service possible, and giving you all the opportunity for the many different tools and making your life easier from day to day. And I just can't express the gratitude I have, and with the other 7 board members, that our first motto is to make sure that we're doing everything we can for our membership. Our membership are the most important thing, and we live, breathe, and sleep with that tune all the time. And I just want to let you know, as chairman, we do everything we can to make sure that you have the best experience when you come in, or if you don't have to, with the technology we provided for you. So thank you a whole lot for coming and listening to this today, and stay tuned for the next one. Maybe that will get some more interest, because that's when we get into the complex stuff. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Fred. And thank you all so much for joining us. Stay tuned. We will have emails come out about other opportunities for our e-learning series. If you are on social media, we'd love to connect with you there as we try to share about our various opportunities on there as well. So thank you all so much for joining us today, and we hope to see you for another opportunity. Have a great day. Take care.